Ladies, gentlemen and MBs, welcome to this month's painting video, where I've actually made some kind of progress. Only took me until July, didn't it? First up, we have something that might be familiar to those that watched our Space Marine model retrospective over on the main channel. He is in the thumbnail after all. After the video, he had a few modern parts added to him to fancy him up, and he was painted up as the sergeant for my Stern Guard squad. When I first painted an RTB01 Beaky, I got really annoyed with it due to the lack of detail, but by this point I actually quite enjoy painting them. I wonder if there's a name for Stockholm Syndrome but with models. Although I will say the fact that he's made of green plastic was a little irksome. The silver reflects the green, so even if you've missed a tiny bit of bare plastic in a nook somewhere, then it reflects off the rest of the model and it just becomes incredibly noticeable. And you wouldn't even notice it at all if it was on grey plastic. Still, this does mean that my Rogue Trader veteran squad is now complete, and more than that, that means that I have finally finished my first full squad of 2019. Second up was another Marine, this time the limited 500th store Primaris Lieutenant. I love this model, so I just had to pick him up when he was available last year. I just think that the helmet being separated into two pieces is really cool, what can I say? Like the last model, it was painted up as one of my Blood Angel successors, the Argent Wardens, and I'm pretty happy with how the model came out. He also has a little wrecked bolter on the base that I stole from an easy build aggressor, but yeah, neat model, I like it. Next up we have something a little different, a Necron overlord. It was an interesting thing to paint a modern Necron after doing all the older ones the other month. The level of ornateness... Is ornateness a word? Yes it is. The level of ornateness on this is nuts compared to how they used to be. I went with a much brighter gold than I usually would, which I think pops against the green better than a more dull one would. I also managed to get the green edged black looking how I wanted to, especially on the scythe. I tried to make his orb look swirly, although I'm not sure how well you can actually see that. Got to bust out the Ard coat on the orbs as well, which is fun since I've not actually used it before. You'll see this chap appear in a later video in the near future, and you can have fun pondering on exactly what that video might end up being. Okay, at this point I have a confession to make. I may have bought a new army. I mean, in my defense, this box was the exact force that I was going to build sometime next year. It's just, like half price to buy it right now, I'm very good at justifying my terrible decisions, aren't I? So yes, I have started a Spirit Host Eldar army, as in all Wraith Guard and Wraith Lords with a few Psychers thrown in. Here you can see the first test model of the Wraith Guard. I followed Duncan's Living Statue tutorial for this, as the idea behind the Force is that it's a small Exodite group who have Wraith Lords and Wraith Guards surrounding their settlement that just appear to be statues until they are needed to defend their home, at which point they're activated and shoot the interlopers with their Strength 10 AP4 guns until there is nothing but a fine paste remaining. Of course, on the tabletop, what will actually happen is that they get shot to crap before they ever get near anyone, but my army will have a fun theme, and damn it, that's all that matters. As this is a pretty quick and simple theme, it begs to be painted in batch, and unlike when I normally say something like that, I actually went and did it. So here's the rest of the squad. I'm surprised how quick it is to paint things using this technique. It only took a few hours to do the entire squad, and that involves like drying times for washes and things like that. They're nowhere near as neatly painted as my normal squads, but with an army like this it's more about the effect of having the whole thing uniformly painted than individual neatness. And more importantly, I'm just really enjoying painting them since it's mostly just dry brushing and washing. So it sort of feels like cheating to me, even though that's nonsense. I think it's just because I'm used to everything taking ages whilst I painstakingly edge highlight everything, that anything but torture feels like it's somehow a trick. But on the plus side, I got to play with grass tufts, which I have somehow not done before now. Not entirely sure how I'll be painting the Spirit Seer I got with the box yet, as he won't be painted as a statue, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. This also means that I have a second squad finished this month, and indeed this year. This is the worst. Okay, the joke there was going to be just me blowing one of these things, but I bought a pack that had 4 of these, and not one of them actually blows properly, so let that be a lesson to you when it comes to party blowers, or whatever the bloody hell you call these things. You get what you pay for, and when you spend literal pence on them, it turns out they're not very good. Okay, and now for the damage. Although I painted 8 separate models this month, bringing my year total up to 36 painted models, I also bought that big Apocalypse box, bringing my models bought count up to a total of 44. However, given how quick it is to paint those Wraith statues, I should hopefully have the rest of them painted relatively soon, and I should end up back in the green again. Although I will strive not to paint nothing but statues over the next couple of months to keep some variety, not just for myself, but for these videos as well. So I'll see you next month, and wish me luck as my Stony Horde grows.